We continue the discussion further. As I have already stated that differential equation is the crux, is the what we can say core of the subject. Therefore, the videos which were uploaded regarding the treatment of differential equation by considering a simpler example of water level model, because the discussion based on RC circuits is somewhat difficult. So water level model might have simplified the concepts with you. We will continue with the discussion of differential equations. We will continue to go through various circuits, and then we will come to a conclusion that instead of this brute force method, there has to be some what we can say standard mathematical formulation, some kind of a structured way to deal with the problems that we shall discuss afterwards. So we continue with the discussion which we were carrying last time. That time we said that the solution must have something related to this, something related to e raised to t, e raised to minus t in this differential equation. So we checked, and it was incomplete last time, that we checked whether e raised to minus t is the solution, and we were halfway, and I am sure that those who are curious amongst you might have checked it further and concluded that e raised to, this is e raised to, the input applied v in t, which is we apply is equal to t. We apply t and we close the switch at t equal to 0. So we checked with t e raised to minus t whether VOT is equal to t e raised to minus t is a solution, and we found that we were halfway. You might have found that it is not. Those who have not completed can complete that this is not the solution. Something related to e raised to t should be there. Why it should be there or not, that we will come to know later. But you can have another approach. What we see, it's a very interesting problem. In fact, it is not related to only electronics engineering. It is a general, what we can say, that the high school level scholarship, when it is elevated with, means in high school level scholarship, there is no concept of calculus. But when we update ourselves with calculus, the problems which require only general intelligence, the spectrum widens, and this is one of them. So what we want, if we want to find a function whose derivative and a function add to t, that's all. So e raised to minus t, that you might have thought, but it's not that you should consider only the direction which I said. You can have an independent thinking also, and somebody of you may say, yes, on the right hand side there is t. On the right hand side there is t. Then if here also VOT is as it is, so can I check? So this is ruled out. This is ruled out. Then I will say that this I will not, merely because we have said, why should is it binding that I should use it? No. So you can use, let us VOT, whether is it a solution? We should check. The things are very simple. What I have stated, that few out of you may be very much expert in classical solution of differential equations, but means they solve differential equations, they live with differential equations, they solve differential equations by looking at them. But generals, those who are not so much studious, not so much passionate about differential equation, go by reverse engineering, and that everybody can do. So if we assume that VOT is t, then dVOT by dt is equal to differential 1. So when we add these two, what we get? T plus 1, that is dVOT by dt plus VOT is equal to t plus 1, and we want it to be t. So even though you have not found the answer, you get a feel, intuition, that remember, now it is very clear that the next decade is of AI. So intuition is something which is very difficult to be embedded in AI. Intuition. So you get intuition that yes, I am very close. That what I wanted is t and I get is t plus 1. So obviously you will change that. You will just, instead of t, what you will do, you will have VOT, let VOT is equal to t minus 1. Let VOT is t minus 1. When VOT is t minus 1, what is VOT by dt? It is 1 because this differentiates to 0. And when I add these two, this minus 1 cancels this one, so this gets scratched and I get t, and yes, I am at the answer. I am at the answer, right? So my purpose is over. That is VO. So what is solution of this differential equation? Solution of this differential equation is, I write it here, that the solution is VOT equal to VOT is equal to t minus 1. Yes. Then should I enjoy now? No. So you must be very much, what we can say, upset. You may think that I am sadist, I don't want your enjoyment. It's not like that. The question we need to relook. Input 1 ohm, 1 farad. What was the question? Question was rubbed out. Find the expression for VOT. Find VOT if switch is closed at t equal to 0. All values are specified, 1 ohm, 1 farad, but capacitor needs something else to get complete meaning, and VO 0 is 0. Means the capacitor is discharged. Capacitor was not holding any charge, and you are connecting an input which is rising. So VOT must be equal to 0 at t equal to 0. And if I use this expression, then at t equal to 0, VOT is required to be minus 1, and hence this is not the answer. This is not the answer. Because this can be the answer, but this is not the answer because it satisfies this differential equation but not initial condition. Therefore, we have to have something more. This is there plus some xt. So this in standard terms it is called as auxiliary equation and so on. Plus something. So what is dVOT by dt? Its derivative dVOT by dt is 1 plus the 0 plus dxt by dt. So what is this? These two terms when added, we get left hand side as dVOT upon dt plus VOT is equal to this t minus 1 plus 1, that is t plus this and this dxt by dt plus xt. So we get, so whenever we find a differential equation solution, we always need to add something which needs to be further evaluated for initial condition. So what we want this, what we get this. So what we get and and what we want will be matching if this is what we want, this is what we have, means this is must be 0, equal to 0. That is, that xt should be such that dxt by dt plus xt must be equal to 0. And now, by now, you must be very much expert in knowing that an equation where dxt by dt plus xt is 0, its solution is always something e raised to minus, and for this, the direct solution is e raised to minus t. So, xt equal to e raised to minus t, if there is minus e raised to minus t, that is equal to 0. That is equal to 0. xt is equal to 0. Is it necessary? No, no. So what is the answer for this? The general solution for this, we say that for this is xt is equal to be very precise, a plus b e raised to lambda t. Then you can add everything you can calculate. So this you must solve by initial condition. So at x0, this is a plus b, and that is what you want. What you want here, at t equal to 0, you want this, at t equal to 0, this is 0. So vt is minus 1. You want output to be 0, so you want xt to be 1. So at t equal to 0, a plus b should be equal to 1. So a plus b should be equal to 1. In that case, what you get? You want x0 should be 1. x0 should be 1. So a plus b should be equal to 1. The xt is this. So I can write b as 1 minus a. So that is a plus 1 minus a e raised to minus lambda t. And then when you differentiate, so what I will write it once again here on this side now. This I can rub out. This only I will keep. You can go back any time and check, so there is no problem. So I think this I am bombarding on you such that even if you are awakened from deep sleep, you must be able to answer. So xt is a plus 1 minus a e raised to minus lambda t. I think what we did, we made some mistake in, not mistake, we should have a plus b equal to 1. So what we should have done, we should have replaced a by 1 minus b. What would have been more? This is not wrong, but just since in the flow I did something, then I realized that there was a simpler way. Instead of replacing b in terms of a, since it is a bigger term, this is minus is there. Since this is something which is having a multiplier, something complex, it's better that a plus b equal to 1, means a is equal to 1 minus b. So it is better to replace this. A is equal to 1 minus b. So we can write 1 minus b plus b e raised, just lambda. Just I have made it. So let's getting both will give me same answer, but a simpler way. 1 minus b plus b e raised to lambda. What is dxt by dt? Dxt by dt is 0, is minus lambda b e raised to minus lambda. When these two we add, dxt by dt plus xt is equal to what we get? 1 minus b plus 1 minus b plus this, what we get, b into bracket 1 minus lambda e raised to minus lambda. Right? And this must be 0. This must be 0. Means what we must have, 1 minus b plus b into 1 minus lambda e raised to minus lambda t is equal to 0. I have told you long time back, for this equation to be true, it has got something without exponential term, something with exponential term, and on the right hand side there are no exponential terms. There are no term. So the things which does not have exponential term must be equal. The things which means, if something is here which don't have exponential term, something is there, then those, when the equation equal means these two terms should be equal, and the coefficients of exponential terms must be equal. Here coefficients of non-exponential terms, 1 minus b, nothing here. So this equation is in fact having two equations embedded inside it, and the two equations are 1 minus b equal to 0, right? 1 minus b equal to 0. So when 1 minus b is equal to 0, that means that b is equal to 1. B is equal to 1. So we can put that b equal to 1 here and simplify further equation. So by putting b equal to 1 here, we get this is 0 plus 1 minus lambda e raised to minus lambda t is equal to 0. Now you put at t equal to 0, this is 1. So at t equal to 0, this is 1. So lambda, we made another mistake. We said that we assumed the equation as minus lambda t. Since it is not a mistake, but some conventional error. So the equation which we started was a plus b e raised to lambda t. Somewhere I was confused with minus 1, so I put it minus lambda t. So if it is minus lambda t, then lambda becomes 1 and answer is e raised to minus t. Or if I start with this, then this is plus, 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 so lambda equal to minus 1. Means ultimately the equation is a is 0, a is gone now, a is gone because a is 1 minus b is 1, b is 1, a is 0, lambda is minus 1. So the answer is xt is e raised to minus t. So the final answer expression for VOT is t minus 1 plus e raised to minus t. So what is e raised to minus t? E raised to minus t is a function So what will happen if I don't use e raised to minus t, only t minus 1? The graph would be, this is t, this is t input, and this is 1 minus t graph. This is 1 minus t. And e raised to minus lambda t is at t equals to it is 1, and then it goes back. Exponential decays down. If both are taken together, then this is the input xt. These are two parallel lines, t minus 1, and in that I am adding this. So this graph, they add here 0, and this is like this, it contains asymptotical, it almost matches this, almost matches. So the answer is this, at t equal to 0, answer is 0, and then it becomes like this, that after some time you will find that the input and output, VOT, that is VOT, V in t is t, VOT is t minus 1, this has almost become 0, so the difference is 1. Initially, it is definitely 0. So it is, so this part is called as steady state, this part is called as transient. Steady state and transient, these two parts. So this is the manner in which the differential equation needs to be solved. So we find that the RC circuits pose a great problem to us. We don't know how to deal with, we will proceed with another circuit. So unless we see now, just like a high school level scholarship problem, these are somewhat advanced. Only thing is that calculus is added, nothing more. So for a common student whose general intelligence is of sufficient level, he must be able to find the answer. And now what I am doing is that I am making a very huge, taking a very big problem. That big problem is obviously I am using all components, that I have a circuit where I now no longer remain simplified thing. R, L and C. R, L and C, and I apply a voltage is equal to V. I can say that A sine omega t. It's a very simple question. If I take this is something which is very much close to us, a resistor, inductor and capacitor. What can be further simple than that? One resistor, one inductor, one capacitor is there. They are put in series, and I applied an input A sine omega t. What will be the current in the circuit? That's all. So resistor, there is a direct linear relationship. For inductor and for capacitor, there is a differential relationship of exactly reverse nature to each other. How do we proceed? How do we proceed for a general answer? Now, again I said that we need to write differential equations. So what will be the differential equation? So let us try. Let us try, and so initial condition, that question will come later. What today I am trying to do is that I am trying to explain to you that even though everything is very simple, R, L and C and input voltage, the expressions which we get for solving become bigger and bigger, and that need some kind of structured thinking every time. No doubt that you know that in standard 11th, ab initio, derivative of first principle. So if a function is given to you, whether every time you find derivative of first principle, no. You use some standard methods, standard techniques. You use some standard techniques and rules, making the thing simpler. They only simplify, but otherwise everything must be found out can be found out by first principles. Like that, you can solve the circuit by starting from scratch, but that becomes very huge, and therefore there is a need for some kind of standard mechanism that I will explain to you. So here what we get, this is V in T, that is VRT plus VLT plus VCT or either you can find IT or you can be asked to find out the question VOT. Means something is to find out is equal to V in T, right? Which is A sin omega t now. So this VCT I can say VOT, right? So IT we find VOT. We find it means when for RLC circuit if I connect input, what will the output at some component, either this or anything can be questioned. So now what is VRT? VRT is IT into R, right? Why? Because resistance is R. Plus what is VLT? VLT I keep it right now as it is. Plus VOT is equal to A sin omega t now. A sin omega t. Then what is IT for capacitor? IT is C dVOT by dt. C dVOT by dt. So I write R C dVOT by dt, and I differentiate it further because what is VL, VLT? I can replace what is the relation between V and I for inductor? VLT is equal to, or here only VLT, what is VLT is equal to L DIT L di by dt. So what is DIT by dt? Is equal to its differentiation. So C d2 VOT upon dt square. So RC VOT plus DIT by dt is d2 VOT upon dt square plus LC d2 VOT upon dt square plus VOT is equal to A sin omega t is equal to A sin omega t, and here you get it becomes a second order differential equation. It becomes a second order differential equation. While writing, we write by some method. It is LC d2 VOT upon dt square plus RC dVOT upon dt plus VOT is equal to A sin omega. Now what would be VOT? So how to solve this differential equation? Then to solve this differential equation, one thing is very simple hint that the answer is always when VO, D2, D, VOT, VOT and its sign is there. In that case, VOT is now we use A here. So we need to use some different constants. I will use C sin t, or to be very precise, we use, let us use P cos omega t plus Q sin omega t is always an answer. P cos omega t plus Q sin omega t always an answer. So you can differentiate dVOT by dt is what? That is equal to omega P d2 cos is minus, so it is minus sin omega t plus omega Q cos omega t. And its differentiation further, its next differentiation, it is d2 VOT upon dt square, that is equal to minus omega square p cos omega t minus omega square q sin omega t. So this is, we get its second order differentiation as the same, that is, I write at the top, d2 VOT upon dt square is minus omega square, comes out minus omega square into p cos omega t plus q sin omega t, that is equal to VOT. Right? And then you can solve this further for, means it's so you have to add d2 VOT by dt square into LC, so we can have on the left hand side. Now we can add. Now for simplicity, just for simplicity, I take LCR and A as 1. Just for simplicity I am saying. I should not take it, but to make it simple. So in that case what it becomes? Minus omega square VOT, or you can write it as directly minus, so what the differential equation becomes? Minus, this differential equation becomes minus omega square VOT. So I make it simpler, minus omega square VOT plus dVOT by dt plus VOT is equal to sin omega t. So I write 1 minus omega square, so I make it further simpler. So dVOT upon dt plus 1 minus omega square VOT is sin omega t. Then what is dVOT by dt? dVOT by dt is q, if I bring minus omega outside, if I bring minus omega outside, then it is q cos t plus p sin t plus 1 minus omega square into bracket VOT is p cos t plus q sin t, that is equal to sin omega t. So I get cos t minus omega q and this, so 1 minus omega square p minus omega q cos omega t. I made a small mistake, everywhere is omega, so omega should not be forgotten. Cos omega t plus this 1 minus omega square p minus 1 minus omega square q minus omega p sin omega t, this whole is equal to sin omega t. And then this equation is solvable. It's not impossible to be solved. This equation is solvable for those who must have very much rigor at their, not CET, at JEE and JEE Advanced. Those few who might have worked on this, that a trigonometric equation with same frequency terms, you can always find the solution. And then you will be getting some answers and you will get finally P and Q. So you get P and Q and you may get the answer. So what we conclude here, it's answer is not found out. Answer not found out. So what we find is that to solve the problems on RC circuits, to solve the problems on RLC circuit, or to solve the problems where either L or C or both are there, in that case we need to have some standard approach so as to simplify calculations. So as to simplify calculations. It is not that we can't do this, but some kind of fundamentals are required, and for that purpose we go with some in the next few. So this is where we are stuck up in the sense that we know everything, but we can find everything, but it requires huge time. So as to means it is just like an intelligent person who has not got training suitable, who has not got suitable standard training, bare intelligence, raw intelligence. So we need not live with that only further. So this is where now the crux is. For any circuits involving R, L and R, involving C and L, differential equation is generated and we get various options depending upon the initial condition. So all these things can be effectively addressed if we go through some standard fundamentals, and those are complex exponentials, complex number. So you might have listened in 12th, in first year, but from electronic and circuit theory point of view, we will have around 2-3 lectures on this. One, and second is Laplace transform. So complex exponential Laplace transform, but Laplace transform requires, it is required for electronics engineer because it's, you can learn it directly, but that learning would be quite mechanical. So Fourier transform to give you an idea of transform domain analysis. So next few lectures we will be discussing some classical things. Those classical things are complex exponential, and next part is Laplace transform, but to know that Fourier transform. So in next 4-5 or small lectures, not necessarily each of 50 minutes, 2 small parts also. So you will go through this so that will create a sufficient background for you to know everything in circuit theory. I think it's better now to close, and in the next lectures we will be getting these some fundamentals of standard solutions, the methods to solve the problems in a structured mechanism we will discuss in next few lectures. Okay, thank you.